finally turbocharging the green hatch. I just got the stock oxygen sensor out here and got everything sprayed down with PB Blaster. I'm going to be taking off the exhaust header, draining the oil, dropping the oil pan, tapping and welding the oil pan for the AN10 drain fitting, putting the pan back on. I already have the whole turbo set up. Should just bolt right onto the head, and then get the oil line set up, test it all out, and then move on to intercooler piping. So I got the exhaust off. I got the turbo set up on here just by a few nuts, and I can already see problems arising. And as you can see, I'm probably going to have to trim this radiator shroud, which I really didn't want to do. I actually may take this radiator out and swap in another radiator I have just to preserve the stockness of this one. Also, the outlet for the turbo is I'm going to have to clock it probably straight down and then loop, so then I can have the pipe come through there and swing around in the front. I still have to drop the oil pan. So camera died working into the night here. As you saw earlier, I got the turbo and manifold on. As I figured, I had to reclock the turbo, and what I thought would be good isn't good, so I'm reclocking it again, trying a different setup. I was originally going to try to swing around this big bracket right here, kind of like how it is on my black car, but it actually seems easier just to come forward, have the 90 off the turbo, and then have that just go right into the intercooler, and then have the whole intercooler just shift this way a bit, so then the end point will be kind of right here. And then I'm thinking I'll order another 90, and then that'll be sending it back to the car. And then I just need some piping to come around here and then go up and connect here. And then I gotta add a blow-off valve. That should be it. And I got the oil pan off to be drilled and welded. Here's the pan. Just draining the rest of the oil out of it before we drill it and weld it. Here's how the turbo is. I got it clocked facing down, but because it's a T25 instead of a T3 flange, I have to use the adapter, and it puts it just a little too low to be usable. So now I'm going to rotate it so it's pointing forward. So this is pretty much done. Here's the Blox oil sandwich plate to run the oil line. Everything's all nice and tight, no wastegate. Got the oil pan off. got it cut and welded. Got the drain lines on. Should be a pretty good drain angle. The piping is pretty much all mocked up. The last bit I need is a U-shape and a 90 to just finish this off. So that'll be the first start here in a second. Also, it's got no oxygen sensor, so yeah, don't know how it's gonna run on startup. Can't feel any exhaust leaks. Turbo's not spinning though. Seems like it burns a bit of oil. Definitely burns a little oil, but it's not like I'm gonna fix this engine, so it is what it is. Oh, that drain's pretty full.